Hello everyone, it's Mario. Today I want to talk about the COVID-19 pandemic that was around 2020 and 2022. Those days were very hard, to be honest, not just for me, for many others, for my family, friends, uh, for everyone. Different cities, different countries. The pandemic begins in China, apparently in Wuhan City. But I'm not sure about the but. You know, the people say, someone ate a bat. After that begins the pandemic because the bats has a virus. But if the virus getting the human body, gonna start a different kind of flu. After that, the pandemic begins. So, I recommend you uh, look, search information in many, look for information in different media, not just AI, not just ChatGPT, Gemini. Try to look at different kinds of media. Uh, you could get any uh, websites through trustworthy websites. You know, fake news are everywhere. That's why you must be careful. According Gemini, the pandemic begins between November 2019 and March 2020. In my country, Peru, the pandemic begins in March 2020. I remember the days before the pandemic. Uh, we started to rest by the university. I finished university a few weeks ago. Finally, I could rest. I could hanging out, anything to relax, to spend my time celebrating. But a couple weeks later, the pandemic begins. That that sucks, bro. I didn't like it. One day, I felt like a prosperity student, and the next day, I feel like a mouse in in the jail. But that wasn't just for me, were for everyone. Many family members died. Actually, in my neighborhood, two neighbors died. Was a sad news. I remember one day everyone was okay. Everyone say, "Hey, hello, how are you, Mario?" A couple of days later, well, hey, did you did you know about this? The neighbor is died. Why? COVID. It's because the neighbor was a old guy, a old man, between 60 and 70 years. That's the problem with the COVID-19. The most the virus was be more dangerous in older people. Many parents and grandparents or any older people died before anyone younger, teenagers, even kids, because the COVID 19 was a lethal virus for all men and people who has any other uh, illness. We were all locked down. We couldn't go out into the streets. I remember spending my time watching TV, exercising, uh, a little bored, and obviously talking with my family about anything. Sometimes we talk, we talked about uh, when my brothers or me we were uh, a babies, a child, 10 or 20 years ago. The meals, uh, potatoes, chicken, even the gas, everything was cheaper. But now, everything is expensive. I the prices increase. We can buy the same uh, like 10, 20 years ago with the same money in the actual times. Actually, I got a job a couple months after the pandemic. I remember what I worked like a grocer or operator, could be operator at a very large factory. Probably Redondos. Redondos is a food company. Well, actually, Redondos has many. Uh, Redondos has many categories. Redondos can sell chickens, eggs, pigs, pork. Most between pork and chicken for the groceries or for the supermarkets or for the public markets. The people likes buy fresh food. That's why the first time of the morning the truck uh, comes to the market to bring the chicken fresh. Everything must be fresh. Chicken, eggs, the same with the pork. The pig must be dyed and in slices to sell for the customers, especially if someone went to the market to buy pork. Usually, the people divide the big uh, the big piece of meat in 1 pound, 2 pounds. Everything depends by the customer. If the customer wanna buy 2 pounds, okay, I'm gonna bring you 2 pounds with a scale to check the weight. Actually, during the pandemic, we we find many activities to spend the time. Read a book, exercising, talking each other, especially cards game like uh, poker and games similar like those. What else? Well, we couldn't go out. That was a big rule because if you go out into the streets, probably you find with someone sick. That was very very dangerous. But now I feel good because the pandemic over finally. Well, That's over 2 years ago, approximately, maybe three. But you got me? I mean, after a one chaotic pandemic, we can enjoy our days, approve, learning, doing something for us to be better every day. That's why I feel happy for a new day where we can walk free around the streets. Okay, that was everything for today. Have a good one, guys.